Hello? Oh, hi, darling.
Half a world away, another day. So let's go play on the moon. It's a starry place. We embrace the space while we're miles away on the moon.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of On the Other Line. I'm your host, Kelly Keegs, and I've got new bangs. I've got new hair. And for those who are watching on YouTube, that will be very clear. For those who are listening, you can just look at my Instagram stories. I've been posting it nonstop. It's now my personality. Bangs is who I am. So I think that's something that we're just going to have to work through together. It's a big change. My hair is a dark red. It will lighten up for those who can't handle it. But I love it. I just needed a change. Gia, we were talking about changes and new chapters and stuff last episode, and I just felt like I was crawling out of my skin. I felt like I just needed something different, needed to look a little bit different, because I've just had the same fucking hair for like 10 years, I feel.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that, but it's like, it's true.
I feel like, and you're doing like a lot of changes right now with like your apartment and stuff, so it's just like the perfect time. Like, might as well like start new,
just
new
do
hair.
It all at once.
Yeah,
new
I feel
hair,
like doing new
life.
hair is like a new era.
Completely.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm in my fall era, my autumn era, my bangs era, anything you want to say. I'm excited about it. And so we're looking different, but we're the same. So, and in that vein of being the same, what I wanted to talk about this week stems from some anger that I was having over the weekend. We are talking about what makes you mad. Why do people get so mad? Why do people freak the fuck out over certain things, over other things? And it's just funny listening to the things that irk certain people and why they bother them. And this past weekend, now again, we're a couple weeks out, so I know you guys saw at the end of last episode, the Queen died. Rest in peace. I'm a Queen supporter. I love the Queen. I love the Queen for who she is. And the internet just doesn't want you to like the Queen. They just don't want you to have an opinion on her if it's not that she's like a colonizing pedophile supporter. So it's just tough, to navigate that. And I have had at the same time, like, I can't quite tell how many people are being truthful when they're responding to my tweets, or how many people are just trolling me just for the sake of trolling. Like, I know that I have trolls. I know that the people come out and they like to get my goat. They like when I get riled up, because I do get riled up over things. And but this, I think, set a new record. Like, I wanted to kill every single person replying to any tweet that I posted about the Queen. Like,
you were on a rampage. Was absolutely hilarious.
And I was just like, everyone dropped dead. Like, if you you think this dropped dead? Oh, you think this blocked? Like, I blocked 100 people. Like, and I never block people. I usually don't care about the blocking. Like, to me, it's like, oh, if you block someone, it means that they got to you. It means whatever. But this weekend I was like, no, if you don't follow me and you're like replying to all my shit and commenting on my shit, fuck you, get out of here. Like, just don't come here specifically just to bitch at me. Pissed me off, made me so mad. And so, I just don't like when people don't understand me or don't understand what I'm saying or the place that I'm coming from. And I feel like in my life, that has been a consistent issue. I feel like I think I explain myself well. Other people don't agree. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how to make people understand. And when people don't understand what I'm saying or don't understand what my point is, it drives me fucking crazy. Or even worse, if they don't understand when I'm being sarcastic or when I'm joking about something or when I'm being like a little bit dry about something, which is often. I'm very dry. And when people don't get it, it drives me fucking crazy. I'm like, can you read? Do you have a brain? Like, it's out of control. It makes me so pissed. So I thought about for this week, we can just talk about things that make us mad and why we get mad about it. And I put a question thing out on my Instagram. So we're just probably just going to read those mostly this whole time because they're fantastic. But before we get into that, I did my usual Google research. Shout out to Google, my favorite search engine. And I was just trying to look up, like, when do people get mad? I feel like that's an obvious answer. Like, people get mad when they get pissed off, but it's like, what drives these people to be so angry all the time? And the main reasons people get mad, the main reasons that people kind of get into, hey, what's going on? Oh, I thought you were chiming in. Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to like tell me something. Okay. Shout out to Blabbin, who just came through and looked like he was trying to pop on the mic. But anyway, See you later. We're in the, I didn't address our new studio setup. We have our wall with us. Our wall is traveling. We love it, as is our phone and such. And we are in the radio room again. Hopefully the lighting, it's not quite as good as my other studio. I'm going to miss it forever. It's the best lighting ever. It was special. But we love the radio room. We love this situation. It's a lot warmer in here. I can finally wear normal clothes. It's excellent. But okay, when I was looking up just things that produce anger, it's usually when people feel threatened, attacked, frustrated, powerless, invalidated, or treated unfairly, which I feel like are all pretty obvious answers. That's, if I feel threatened about something, then I'm getting mad. Like I guess there are different levels of threat. If you feel threatened for your life, I don't think I'm getting mad. I think I'm just afraid. But if I'm feeling threatened by somebody else, maybe they're coming in and they're like trying to take my job or like take my boyfriend or something like that, then I'm getting mad, then I'm getting angry. Same thing with attacked. Like if somebody comes at you, you're going to match their energy and come back the same way. I feel like that's kind of a given. Frustrated, powerless, invalidated, those all go hand in hand. It's just like being ignored, being kind of written off. I hate being dismissed. I feel like, when people are dismissive, it's so fucking disrespectful. Like I have never felt disrespected more than when people just like completely ignore me or dismiss what I'm saying.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves is like when I say something and someone always has to like go against it in a way, like just completely like dismissing any points that I make.
Totally.
Oh, it just
drives
pisses
you
me
nuts.
The fuck off.
And half the time it's for like no reason. Like,
I know.
What are you going at me for? Like are you wanting to be right in the situation? Are you wanting to like give your opinion?
There's
like
just
why
certain
can't you
people that always need to be right in their head, and then
the
like,
actually people. Actually,
oh
drives
my
me
god,
fucking crazy.
The devil's advocate.
Beyond the devil's advocate. Let me just play devil's advocate here real quick. It's like
no
why?
one asked
Why?
you to.
For what?
Yeah.
Just disagree with me and move on. Like this is not that intense of a conversation. Like if you want it to turn into an issue, it'll turn into an issue.
Literally.
But right now, who gives a fuck? It's ridiculous. And then also, of course, treated unfairly. Yeah, I get pissed off if you're treated unfairly. I feel like a good example of that is if you are doing something and someone else is doing like the exact same thing and they get praise or they get, I don't know, attention for it, credit for it, whatever, and you don't. You know what's something that really bothers me so much? This happens all the fucking time to me, and I don't understand why. We'll be in a group of people, right? Whether it's a work meeting or friends out to dinner or just anything. I'll say something. Some people will hear it, maybe not everybody, and then 5 minutes later, someone else will say it, and it'll like the table will erupt in laughter, and I can't help myself but to be like, I just said that. Like I just said that. Like I can't just like laugh along and let it roll off. I'll be like, no, bitch, you just took that from me.
No,
like I just
worse.
said that, and there's just no way that you didn't hear me say it. Like you're maybe pretending like you didn't, but like you just stole my shit. We had a meeting the other day, and this is like a work meeting, and this happens all the fucking time. And we were talking about something, and I started going on and on about whatever the fuck. And I know people tune me out when I'm talking. If I'm talking too long, I understand. That's why I have a show like this, because if people have to listen to me. But we're in this meeting. I go through this whole long-winded thing. And then 2 minutes later, someone else in the meeting was just like, all right, hear me out. Listen to this. And started explaining exactly what I had just said. And I was like, wow, did you... Like, there wasn't even 5 seconds between what I said and then them repeating it as if it was their own idea or their own thought. And it drives me just up the fucking wall. So the treated unfairly part, I think that kind of goes hand in hand a little bit. I also looked up types of anger. There's passive anger, which is something I know nothing about. If I'm angry, I'm not passive at all. I'm very upfront about it, very obvious about it. Volatile anger, that's probably more me. Just a little bit, a little unhinged, a little unpredictable. Fear-based, that to me is like when your parents get pissed at you for staying out too late or, doing something stupid, getting hurt, falling off a trampoline or whatever. Your parents get pissed at you. It's like they're not actually mad at you that you like went on a trampoline. They're mad that like you got hurt, and they're scared because something could have, happened worse than what had already happened, whatever. Frustration-based makes total sense. Pain-based, yeah, like every time I stub my toe, I scream fuck for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's
literally.
Just,
if I hurt myself, I'm like, God fucking damn it,
yes.
fuck, ow, fuck.
Straight up, just
why are you
fuck
so mad?
Right, why am I so mad? And I get so mad at myself. Oh, I just told this story. I think mine is my mom. My mom is always like, the world ends if she stubs her toe, and then she's always like, well, that's broken. Well, now that's it for that, and then it'll be an hour of that. She just did this like 2 weeks ago. My brother and I were like, wow, we're gonna have to cut it off. What are we gonna do?
The drama.
But I'm the exact same way. Pain-based. Literally, I just before we started this today, so fucking stupid. I tried to iron the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, and yes, I did try to iron it, and for some reason, it looks like it wasn't ironed at all, but. The other day, I went to go iron a shirt that I didn't realize shouldn't have been ironed. I should have known. I was really fucking stupid. It was like basically a silk shirt. I don't know what my problem was, but it was Amazon, so I wasn't like, oh, it's not real silk. I just thought, like, who cares? Burned a hole straight through it immediately. And so I was like, all right, had to throw it away. But some of the shirt got onto the iron, and I forgot. And so when I turned it on, went to go do this shirt, I started to iron it a little bit, and then it kind of got caught, and I was like, oh, fuck, it probably has sticky stuff on it. So I turned the iron around and tried to wipe it off with my finger, the hot iron. And now my fingers swelled up, bubbled up, disgusting, burnt as fuck. I cannot stop beating myself up about it all day long. I'm furious with myself. Another one is chronic anger. That just means like you gotta get some anger management going on. You're angry to the core. You got to figure something out. Manipulative anger, that I think I didn't find a really good example online of that, but I did find like people who are angry and they want to take out their anger by like forcing other people to do things to make them look stupid or things to make them, to make fun of them or whatever, like kind of get back at somebody. I feel like that's manipulative. Or manipulative anger, can also be like gaslighting a little bit. Like if you're in a fight with your boyfriend and you're like, I told you to be at this place at 6:00. And they're like, no, you didn't. Like you absolutely did not. Like you told me to be here at this time and blah, blah, blah. Like that kind of anger. It's like, no, I told you to be here at 6:00. Like chill the fuck out. And then overwhelmed anger is the last one that I found here. And that to me, I think is maybe my most frequent form of anger. If I'm overwhelmed, I am a snappy bitch. I am constantly just yelling at people for no reason, whether they deserve it or not. I'll find a reason to like snap just because I'm overwhelmed and I need to like release this energy somehow. It's a terrible thing to do. I got to work on that. But it's a hard life out here. I also think that there's a really big difference between anger and jealousy that's hard to figure out sometimes. Like I'll find myself talking shit about people or just kind of going off about a certain situation, and I've definitely gotten better about it as I've gotten older, but jealousy makes you angry for sure. Like you get pissed off about somebody doing something that you wanted to do. Say you were given an opportunity and then it was taken away from you and somebody else gets to do it and you're like, well, what the fuck? And you're furious and whatever, but that's just because you're jealous. Like you're not actually mad. Like you don't actually care. It's just like you're jealous, you're pissed, you feel slighted, you feel, frustrated and powerless. It kind of goes from there. And I think that that it's good to recognize jealousy because it makes you more self-aware. I think it teaches you a lesson when you recognize jealousy. Like I don't think I acknowledged jealousy until like my late 20s. Like
I was literally just about to say, like,
yeah,
I've only like at least verbally, like to people being like, I'll talk shit about someone. I'm like, I'm literally only saying this just because I'm so bitter and I'm so jealous.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like saying that, it doesn't take away from like the shit talking, but it kind of does. Yeah. I think it kind of is like, I'm just talking shit because I'm jealous. Yeah. It's like, all right, well, you get a pass because you're jealous. I guess jealousy is like a little bit flattering, right? When people are jealous of you, it's kind of flattering.
It is definitely flattering.
So that's a whole thing there. When I was looking up all this stuff, I also came across the term triggered a lot. People always are like trigger, anger trigger, whatever. I'm triggered online, blah, blah, blah. I hate the word just because it's so overused. I'm so sick of hearing it.
Like, because people
associate it with like politics and whatever.
Yeah, I wish there was a different word for it now because
me too.
There are things that can trigger people, like
totally.
Events and stuff, but it's like now when you're like, oh, like I felt triggered. It's like you sound like a like I don't
like
even
a
know.
snowflake.
Like, I was literally about to say snowflake, but I didn't want to say that because.
But even that, you can't even like now. Snowflakes also ruined. It's like you sound like a big baby. Yeah, that's what you sound like. When you're like, I'm triggered. Yeah, it's like okay, that's the connotation that it now has, which is shitty because you're right. There is, and again, I was reading this like psychology article, whatever, and that is actually what happens. People get triggered by certain things. The example they used was getting cut off in traffic, people being angry about being cut off in traffic and going off and whatever, which I do all the time. Bad road rage. Yes. Love it though. I kind of love a good like healthy dose of road rage though. Like I love yelling at people from inside my car because it's kind of like being on Twitter. It's like I could just yell at you because you're useless to me. Like to me, you're just a car and I'm just screaming at you.
In my car alone, I would always just be screaming my head off.
Yes.
But then it's always so awkward when someone's in the passenger seat.
Oh my God,
because then
I know.
you act the way that you act when you're alone, and then like you're just driving.
And they're like,
car,
okay.
So unbelievably
and then immediately you're like, right.
Why did I just get so mad?
Exactly. Immediately you're also like, you become the crazy driver. Now it's I don't know if I want to drive with you, or you get a little
severe road rage. I'm never getting back into the car with her.
Like, and then if ever anybody catches you calling yourself a good driver, it's like, well, are you? Because you got really mad that one time.
Multiple people.
It's like, please, those are the rules of the road. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
So, but the example that they use in this article, like I said, was somebody getting cut off in the street and like, why are you so mad about it? Why are you freaking out about it? And it basically went on to describe that it makes something in you click that makes you think differently. Like it's not the car cutting you off that's pissing you off. It's probably a deeper seated issue. Like that person who cut you off was actually being inconsiderate, and you're probably dealing with an inconsiderate person or situation in your life, and it kind of reminds you of that. So it kind of just piles up where like maybe at work you're not getting treated right and you feel like it's your things are inconsiderate. So it's just like a cherry on top situation. It's the boiling point. It's the time where you are like, you know what, fuck, like this, I'm just going to take all my rage out on this car that cut me off on the highway, even though I don't actually really care that much about the car that cut me off on the highway. This also comes out a lot with competitive people, which is something that I am. I am
oh my God.
So competitive. And I don't know why. Like I'm not like good at, I'm not like a winner all the time. I lose consistently, but I'm a sore fucking loser.
I am a sore loser.
So bad.
High school gym class brought out the worst in me. And then it's so embarrassing because especially as a girl.
Totally.
I feel like
you feel like you have more to prove, I think is what it is, especially with like sports stuff.
And then your girlfriends will kind of judge you more than they'll judge like a guy like going hard in gym class.
Yes.
Because it's like, we're supposed to like not care.
Yeah, and, like ew, gym.
Yeah,
like, disgusting. It's like, no, I want to beat their fucking asses in this basketball game right now.
I used to not recruit, or like when we would be like captains for volleyball, I used to like not like pick my girlfriends that I knew stunk. And then they would get so mad at me. I'm
like, sorry, bitch, I want to win. It's like, I want to win and you're not giving me any effort here. So sorry, girl. Get your shit together and maybe you can make it on my team.
Yeah.
No, I am just with you on that. I hated gym for that reason. I always got way into it. I know people talk shit about me behind my back. Yeah. And even now, if ever there's a competitive situation, I just hate fucking losing.
I hate losing.
It's the
like
worst
the smallest things. Like we used to do trivia in college.
Oh yeah.
Hated when we lost in trivia. Like my intramural basketball team, if we lost, I would be so pissed off. Like the smallest things.
Yeah. It's bad. And but that to me makes a lot of sense. Like if you're competitive and you get angry about losing, like it's because you care. It's because you care so much about the situation. You care about putting your best foot forward. You cared. You tried really hard, and it almost feels like rejection. It feels like fuck. Like losing this made me not feel good enough for this. Yeah. And that right there, I mean, you can throw it under trigger category, I guess, right? Then it's like, I'm never good enough. And then you just go off about that.
I can't believe I can't imagine how Barstool vs. America.
Dude.
Like
it was
the worst side of me would have come out during those games and
like
shit.
It is so bad. Season 1 was a little bit better because nobody really knew what was going on, and the teams that I had gone back and forth on, like we did win sometimes, so there were a couple of wins there. Yeah. Season 2, I was on the team that lost every single thing. Like we did not win one thing, like not anything. And after like a week or so of just constant losses and like showboating from the winning team or whatever, I was ready to knock everyone's teeth out. Like I was like, these people are all gonna die, and I'm gonna be in jail because I just murdered half the company. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't understand, like the anger. Also too, especially like you're tired, you're on camera all the time, you've got all kinds of shit going on, and it's just a fucking nightmare. But oh my God, no. I told Logan, I was like, I don't know if I can ever do that show again. Like
I
they are wanting me back, like, you know, either for, I told him I have to skip a season at least. I need a break because I just looked so bad being such a sore loser. And it's like, I'm so sick of people
I would have been
saying
the
I'm a bitch.
same
Yeah,
way.
I just need them to forget how bitchy I was. But if I ever go back to it, I'm gonna have to get a major attitude adjustment. Like I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle losing.
Well, I when I was watching it, I never thought that you were like a sore loser. I just thought that you cared a lot.
That's nice of you to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's how I think I thought I was coming across.
Right.
And I think that,
it's not
you know
to
what
bring
though? Can
sexism
I was saying, you know
into
what? You took the words
Yeah.
out of my mouth. If I were a guy doing it, nobody would give a fuck.
yeah,
People would be like, wow, we care so much about
Yeah.
the sport. Like cares
Yeah.
a lot about the competition, whatever.
But I think if you're a girl and you're like
Yeah.
complaining about not winning, not complaining, but like frustrated with how things are going, like you're gonna come off as a bitch rather than someone who like is taking the game seriously.
Right. Exactly. What does our Lord and Savior Taylor Swift say? I'm trying to think of lyrics from The Man.
Oh,
Where she was like, if I was flashing my diamonds,
yeah, I'd be like a boss,
a bitch, not a bother,
Yeah,
whatever. I forget
like
the
that.
words exactly. I like that part. But yeah, it's just that's always how it goes. You know, that's always how it goes. We got it tough out here, girls. Girls have it tough. Constantly have it tough. I also think, just to wrap up my little notes here, and then we'll get into some DMs. But I think that a lot of anger comes from a place of insecurity. I know that's definitely how it is for me. If somebody makes fun of me in the wrong way about something I'm insecure about, John Mulaney has like the most hilarious joke about this. He talks about like middle school kids or high school kids that go to school in the city and how they're scary because they're scary generally. Like I'm terrified of these kids. They run the streets. Like they run this shit.
Yeah.
And I steer clear. But he made a joke being like, they make fun of you in a way that's accurate. And the joke was like, the kid was pointing at him like, look at that man. He's got feminine hips. And he's like, that's a thing I'm sensitive about. And that's exactly how I feel whenever, like, if I get angry, honestly, like I was getting angry online. People call me old online. The new thing is people are calling me 40. They're like, damn, you're 40. I'm like, fuck off. Like, I know I'm not 40. I know I don't look 40.
There's nothing worse
but I just
than
hate
like
it.
being called older than you
It's just
actually
like,
are.
stop. I know. It's like, please stop. But I know I don't look like that, but it's just like ridiculous. It's
Bree and
ridiculous.
Grace got a lot of shit for like some Millie Bobby Brown stuff, and Millie Bobby Brown's
God.
fans were coming after her, and they're
Yeah,
like,
can't get those fans
why are
riled
they
up.
talking about this 19-year-old girl? They're literally 30 years old.
That's
like,
what I
they're
mean.
23.
Like, but even it's even the way you say it. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be the age. Like
And
when I
30's
was
young.
like I said,
Yeah.
I'm 30. I'm almost 32. And when I turned 30, people were like, "Oh, you're like 30." I was like, "Yeah, no, I am. I am exactly 30." But like, stop saying it like that. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, it's fine. I have so much Botox. Like, I don't look 30. I know. Like maybe I do. I look age appropriate, and that's
hilarious.
fine. It's fine to look age appropriate. I had somebody in my people were so fucking mean this weekend. I had somebody in my shit being like, damn, you're 40, like menopause closely approaching, and I was like.
Like
where
first
did
of
it
all, you were hurt.
I know. I'm like, first of all, praying for
seriously?
praying for
Yeah.
menopause. Let's just wipe this shit out. I'm on record as I don't want kids, and like it'd be great to stop my
Sooner
period.
the
Like it
better.
would be amazing
Yeah.
to just not have my period anymore, and just deal with it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I finally won't freeze to death every day. Like get a couple hot flashes in here. I'm not frozen solid. I have to like thaw out when I leave this place. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are fucking mean. But it's the reason they're mean, the reason you get so upset, the reason you get angry, it just comes from a place of insecurity. So you just have to have confidence. Easier said than done.
Right.
Always. All right, let's look at some of these DMs because we have a lot. Oh, I have my picture of a little flower there. I love posting nature photos on my Instagram story. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right, let's see. I asked the masses what are things that make them mad. Slow walkers, that's a big one.
That's a New
I
York
fucking hate a slow
definition.
walker.
New York.
Before I went downstairs to go buy a
Yeah.
curling iron at Dwayne Reed, and coming out of this building, I was just like behind a lady, and she was just walking so fucking
like,
slow. She
fucking
wasn't even on her phone.
move
She
your
was just
body.
walking slow. I
Did
was
you
like,
ever
what are
see
you
that?
doing?
Oh crap! I'm totally forgetting her name, but it's a quote, and it's like, people in New York walk fast because it's like our mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Like we're walking to
That's
work,
smart.
we're walking to a place, like we have to get there at a certain time. That's why
Right.
we walk so fast. And people just don't realize that. And like, why does everyone walk fast? Because everyone walks in New York.
Because we got places to be.
So go.
We got places to be, people to see. Like, just get the fuck out of the way. Like, if you're lollygagging down the street, like, blah, blah,
or
look
standing
at the
in the middle of the sidewalk.
Look at the skyscrapers. Look at whatever. Like, I gaze at the skyscrapers all the time. I look at the, I'm walking up 7th and I see it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I can look at that and also walk fast. Like, I don't
literally
have
and
to,
still walk. Like,
I don't have to be like, wow.
Coordination. Like, you just walk.
Yeah, it's not hard to walk. I have a lot of these people who are always late. I am kind of late. I'm never that late. I'm usually like, if it's something very important, I am there on time. Like, I won't fuck up if it's really important. Sometimes I'm like 5 minutes late. If I'm in an Uber, I'm almost always late. I feel like Ubers just never get you there on time. You always think you're going to get there right at the exact minute, and you're always 5 minutes late. That was submitted by multiple people, but the number one person that submitted it was my Nana. So sorry, Nana.
My boyfriend's best friend is like chronically late.
Really?
And if I was my boyfriend, I would like maybe not be friends with him anymore.
No, that's outrageous.
Because
how
we'll
late? Like super late?
So bad. Like,
Oof.
we'll go to brunch at like 1 and he'll come at like 3.
No.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
It's insane.
You
He'll get there by the time
thing.
that we're done, and like he'll like order food, and then we all have to like wait for him to eat.
No, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I'd say
or
the
like
maximum,
he'll come for the halftime of a football. They'll be like, "Oh, he's coming at halftime." He comes at the end of the game.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing
Exactly.
that you're so late? I would say 15 minutes is the grace period I give people for lateness.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's fucking rude. And also, if you're gonna be late, you tell people. Like, listen, I'm running 15 minutes late. Even if it makes you later by telling people that you're gonna be late, that's fine. If they expect that you're late, I feel like it takes away from how annoying it is.
Agreed completely.
Yeah. My other friend says the male population. Facts.
Yeah, honestly, like
hate them.
anything that goes wrong, I'm
especially
like,
this
God
weekend.
damn
Oh
it.
my fucking God.
Yeah.
I can't keep talking about it, but Jesus Christ. I think I hate how I am slowly but surely turning into like, I hate men. I just really am. And I'm trying not to, because it's like not all men, but most of them.
It's
most of them.
It's like a majority for sure.
It's like, it's the immaturity thing.
Yeah.
It's the, something that as I've noticed, and it's really bothering the fuck out of me, is that men do not understand nuance. That is a major problem to me. Like, they take everything so literally, and they can't get like that there are multiple sides to a story. There's multiple ways to view a situation. It's not everything that you read you take exactly at face value. Like, I don't know. I can't think of a better way to describe it, but I think that's what it is. Like, you can't just, like, they hear one thing and they're like, oh, that's fact, or you just said this. It's like, okay, well, I didn't exactly mean in the way that you're taking it. I was just using it as an example or whatever. Like, I don't know. Drives me fucking crazy. But the lack of nuance is what's really been getting me lately. So, fellas, you can work on that. Girls too. Some girls don't get it either, but it just is overwhelmingly male at this point. Someone else says ghosting. Grow the fuck up. I agree. It's fucked up to ghost people. It's also hard not to ghost people.
I know,
like,
because
it's just so
it's
easy
just
to ghost.
so easy.
You just ignore.
Yeah,
it's
just
so
like,
easy to ignore.
Why make it so awkward?
I also
you
feel
can
like
just
like whoop, whoa, I'm super
How did
busy.
that happen? Yeah.
Oh no. I also feel like people who like ghosting wouldn't be so bad if people got the hint that they were getting ghosted sooner. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody doesn't respond to like 3 texts in a row from me over time, I'm ghosted. Like, that's it. I'm not responding anymore. Probably for me, it's like 1 text. If I don't get a response to 1 text where it's like, hey, are we hanging out? And I don't get a response, like, oh, fuck you. I'm ghosted.
that's
Forget
so
it.
awkward.
Like, nope, can't deal with this. But if someone's really not getting the hint, you can't keep the ghosting on. Like, it's just, you got to be like, listen. Because isn't that just annoying? I feel like it's
it
just
would
so
make
annoying.
people more sad than mad.
Right? It also makes them look desperate. It makes people look worse. Like, when you ghost somebody,
like,
the
hey,
person,
hey.
The person getting ghosted, like, don't make them look foolish.
Yeah.
Like, don't give them a little bit of their dignity back, My boy Blazy Trey says bad weed. Hate that.
Oh,
mad about bad weed too.
Thinking about that reminded me of something that I want to talk about what makes me mad.
Tell me.
When this is back in my smoking days, when we all be standing in a circle passing a joint, and someone is just lollygagging, having a conversation, holding the joint in their hand. Fucking pass that shit.
Pass the fucking. First of all, you're wasting it. You're wasting it.
Yes, exactly. Like, you're just wasting weed, and then you become like that, like, freak that's like, yo, like
pass the fucking weed.
it.
Yeah, you
It's
look like you're a weed addict.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
It's like, yo, I'm jonesing
But
for the weed.
It's been 10 minutes. Like, pass the fucking joint. Like, I'm trying to smoke.
No, it's so beyond. People that are, I hate the casualness. Another thing that goes on makes me mad also about passing a blunt in rotation. The person who like makes out with the blunt and it gets put in your mouth and it's
that's
soaking
why I don't
wet.
like blunts.
It's like, what the fuck is this? I don't either.
Like just, I don't know what it is about blunts. Maybe because it doesn't have the filter at the end.
Yeah.
But it just, people just get their sloppy spit all over it. No, stop.
No. Disgusting. Fucking gross. Thank you to Blazy Trey for that submission.
Yes.
When good shows get canceled after like one season. Fucking hate that. I hate that shit too so much. It's the worst.
I haven't seen any show that like I've loved that didn't get renewed, honestly.
I can think specifically of The Society. I loved The Society.
What I was gonna say.
That was
Jessica.
a really good show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think the what's the show?
Brooklyn
The
Nine-Nine,
Wilds.
but they brought it back.
The Wilds on Amazon Prime. They had 2 seasons, and I heard that it was just canceled. And it was about all those girls. They were put on this like, it was supposed to be like a luxury weekend, but it was like a social experiment. They all got thrown on an island. It's very good, and I don't understand why
they didn't renew it.
Yeah, why it's not renewed for season 3. It probably cost too much. It had a really good cast. Like, I don't know. I was bummed out about that. Let's see. Got another late one. Dumb questions. That's fair. I hate a dumb question. Sometimes
I know, but I am the dumb question asker.
Yeah.
Like,
do you preface it though? Like, this might be a dumb question.
Yes,
but,
always.
Yeah.
And it is a dumb question.
Yeah.
But I just figure better ask.
Better
make sure.
Better ask than make a
rather
mistake.
than-
Especially if it's like work related.
Yeah.
I'll always ask questions at work. I think that's something that we've probably talked about that on this show before. I know I've talked about it with Erica on her podcast before, that if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, just ask questions. People are way less annoyed with you asking questions than you working on something for 6 hours. And at the time that we need this piece that you've been working on the whole time, it's fucked up. Like, it's way better just to ask questions. So what's the saying? Like, there are no dumb questions, only dumb people? I think that's what it is. Or dumb answers?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
I forget the saying. It's something like that. Bad tippers. That's disgusting.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you're a bad tipper, like, you're a piece of shit. Bad email etiquette. I hate that too. Do you take the time to, if you're emailing from your phone, erase the sent from my iPhone?
I don't even know if my phone does. I honestly don't think I do.
Like, took it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always am doing it because I don't want people to. I don't know why, because it's so normal to be answering emails from your phone.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it feels like, I don't know. To me, it feels like unprofessional.
It's informal in a way.
Yeah. No idea why though. Everybody's on their phone. But I hate when people can't form a sentence in an email, or they just are rude via email, or they send like 4 emails in a row that are incoherent. I've had bosses like that. I've had a boss who like used to just email nothing in the subject line, or the whole email in the subject line. It's like, come the fuck on.
And then if you're the receiver, you're like, what does this mean? Like, what do I do?
Then you have to decipher it. Then it's like,
yeah.
my boss is gonna be pissed at me if I can't figure out this like cryptic shit he just sent me. It's beyond. That people continue to get dogs from breeders instead of shelters. This is a big one.
That's a good one.
This is a big one. People have strong feelings both ways. I think I don't have the strongest of feelings either way, because I know a lot of people that buy dogs from breeders. I know a lot of people that adopt dogs. I think adopting a dog is obviously lovely, and if you can do that, that's the way to go, I think. But people like puppies. it's hard to. It's tough, but people like puppies.
I know. There's a very fine line with that situation, because it's like people are going to breed anyways.
Totally.
So it's like,
it's super controversial.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. People get very upset about that.
Yeah.
And I understand it. Let's see. Doing absolutely nothing all weekend. That is not something that makes me mad. I love to do nothing.
That is my preferred
weekend. To do
weekend.
nothing. Yeah, right? Just to sit and
just
do nothing.
Sitting. Maybe like go
I love
for
when it
a walk.
rains. If it rains on the weekend, it's like my heaven.
On a
like,
Sunday, I'm like, let's go.
Yes.
I'm not leaving my couch.
Yep. Ordering 3 meals in, forget it. It's the best. Having to repeat myself. This might be my number one.
Yes.
I was saying before, being ignored might be, I was like, oh, that's gonna be my number one. Like, I could do a whole episode based on being ignored, just how much it pisses me off. But having to repeat myself is fucking crazy. Like, I just can't.
Sometimes I just refuse.
No, same. I'm like,
I'm not
please
saying it
don't.
again.
Not saying it again. Why weren't you listening the first time? It feels disrespectful, right?
It does.
Just feels like, hey, what the fuck?
It does, especially if you say it twice and then they're like, you have to say it again the third time. I'm not saying it a
by
third
the
time.
third time, I don't want to say it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I probably don't even feel it anymore by that time. Like, especially if I'm telling a story.
Like, even talking about it makes me mad.
Yeah. I'm pissed off at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, don't make me fucking repeat myself.
No.
It's like,
just listen,
like,
respect
I just
me and listen. Yeah. I just said it. Open your ears. That's my favorite thing I always say to people. I'm like, open your fucking ears. Drives me insane. Insane. Someone says just people, simply people. Yes, agreed. People are annoying as fuck.
People piss me off every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Let's see. People that listen to respond versus people that listen to understand. Yep. Lump that right in with our disrespectful, like people who, hey. Oh, I thought she was coming here. What is she doing? Madeline just walked by giving us creeper eyes. Love it. I think that's more like people who, like, when we'll be talking, we're having a conversation, and somebody on the other end, they're not actually listening to what you're saying. They're just waiting for their chance to talk, like their opportunity to talk.
Yes.
Like they're not actually listening. They're just waiting so they can hear themselves talk. Yeah.
You're like, I feel like I might as well just be speaking to a wall.
I know. It's like, what am I even? You're not engaged in what I'm saying at all. It's just very frustrating. I've definitely been guilty of that. I've definitely been in a situation where I'm like bored of the conversation. I'm just waiting to like change the topic, and I'm like, all right, let's move this story along. But I know people do that to me too.
If you're
so
like venting to someone and they're just like waiting for you to stop, it's just sad.
I know. It's like, fuck. Someone says traffic, duh. Complainers, yes, but I'm a huge complainer, big complainer. I can't talk shit about other. That would be very hypocritical of me.
I was just about to say I'm a huge hypocrite when it comes to complaining.
Yes,
because there's nothing I love more than a good complaint.
Love a complaint.
Yeah,
it feels cathartic. I feel like this whole episode is like that. This is all complaints. Like we're complaining things
so
that make
true.
us mad. Like it feels good sometimes just to get it off your fucking chest. Like instead of having to sit there and like act like it's all cool.
Yeah,
I'm not a chill girl. I've never been a chill girl, but I think that specifically, like needing to get it off your chest, needing to complain is like a thing that helps me out.
There are certain situations though where I'm like when you're in a situation that you can't really control, that's when I hate when people complain.
Yes.
It's like there's nothing really that we can do about it right now. Right. Like complaining just makes it
like a long line, standing on a long line. I hate people are like, oh, this line's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, well, we're at a concert, or like, yeah, well, we're at a thing. Like, there's gonna be a line. It's a popular event. Like, whatever it is. It's like there's nothing we can do about the line.
Yeah.
Someone says bad drivers. Yes, agree.
Oh, yeah.
Someone says having to pick where to eat. And the woman says no, but wants you to choose. The woman? Oh, well, this is a man checking in. But no, that is annoying. I think it's like, I do this. I definitely do this all the time. I'm like, anywhere you pick. Yeah. And what I want you to do, I don't want you to pick. I want you to give me options to choose from. Like, I don't want to have to say the options, because I think that men do the same thing. Like boyfriends do. If you're trying to order food and they're like, oh, I'll have whatever, and you start throwing out options, they'll shoot them down just the same way. It's the exact same thing. But girls always get that, like, I don't know what I want to eat. Just order something. Like, I'll eat anything. And then they're picky about it. Guys are picky too. or they're not picky and they just eat the same fucking thing every day. I don't understand that. I cannot do that. I am not a same thing for every meal every day. Like I couldn't today. The past 2 days I've eaten the same lunch 2 days in a row. I won't be able to eat it for a month. You get
bored of it.
Yeah. I just was like, ooh, I'm still craving it even though I had it yesterday.
Yeah.
And now I can't have it again for weeks. It's just too much. Someone says Taylor Swift fans, laughing emojis, and then JK. Yeah, you better be fucking kidding. Yeah. Take it back.
Not
but yeah, show. I mean, I get it. Other sports fans are annoying. So that's my response to that. Let's see. 3 back-to-back emails that could have been sent in one. Absolutely. How infuriating. Nothing's more annoying than that. When your ex is wildly more successful than you are. Yeah, that's a real stab in the heart. Nothing, because, everybody wants to come out on top. Everybody just wants to be thriving, slaying, flourishing, like, boss, bitch, queen, pussy, slay. You want all that. And it's really hard when your ex is doing it better. Like, I don't know. Even if you broke up with them, it's like, fuck.
Thank God.
Oh my God, yeah. Blessed be.
Yeah.
Blessed be for you. I don't know if I've had exes doing better than me. It's more so like they seem fine with the situation and I'm not.
Okay.
And
I definitely have had that.
Yeah.
Never like...
Basically, if they get a new girlfriend, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you get a new girlfriend and I don't have a new boyfriend yet, fuck you. Yeah. Like, I'm furious with you. You're fucked up. Like, that's it. It's terrible. But no, if they're a shit person and all of a sudden they're like being celebrated, whatever, this probably happened to, like, I probably have ex-boyfriends out there that are pissed off about like my job right now or like the fact that I like am doing what I said I wanted to do. Right. Like, they probably wish ill on me. And unfortunately, I'm here with my own show. Let's see. When you say I don't know and they ask the question again as if you'll now know the answer. That's true. Like when people go on and on, they'll be like, "Hey, do you know where can I find this?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I don't really know. Like maybe this spot." They're like, "Yeah, I just really don't know where to find it. Like, do you have any thoughts?" It's like I just fucking told you my thoughts. Again, open your ears. Listen.
Or when people when you say something, someone says what, and then they respond to the questions if they didn't. It's like you just what? That makes no sense.
Sometimes I feel that people say what just to say it, just like an auto response. It's like what? Oh yeah, never mind. Exactly. Yeah. Right. It's very much like throwing in a like. The soggy bottom bun on a burger. Nothing worse. What a shitty situation. So gross. Because then it all falls apart. Your thumb gets stuck in it, and it's just disgusting. Messy hands. I hate having messy hands while I eat. I don't like to eat with my hands. I'm very much a fork person.
Okay.
Unless I'm dipping like chicken fingers and stuff.
Yeah. I love a good finger food, honestly. Like I will.
What kind of finger food? Like I would say I don't hate all finger
French
foods.
Fries, chicken wings. I'm trying to think
wings.
about what I ate the other day that I probably should have used. Oh, I had like an avocado toast with like lox and stuff.
Oh, yum.
And I definitely should have used like a fork and knife.
Oh yeah.
But I just
you gotta pick that up
used my
sometimes.
hand and
yeah,
ate
whatever.
It. Yeah, it's just easier to me.
My main problem with eating with my hands is I feel like I feel like an animal, specifically burgers. I feel like an animal. Like I have to shove it in my face, and then it's like my hands and whatever. It's just a mess. I don't like being a messy eater. But I do. Yeah, I would say fast foods. Obviously with my hands. Like that's a thing. But where is it that you eat with your hands all the time? Like Morocco. I think Moroccan food is like you eat with
everything
your hands.
With your hands.
Yeah, I think, or maybe Indian food. It's some sort of.
Like Middle Eastern
type food you like specifically eat with your hands.
I know that like crab boils or like seafood boils and stuff.
Those things,
that's all hand food, like
Low country boil, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We used to do that shit in college all the time. So gross.
So
like
good, though.
I like that it's delicious.
Yeah.
But the way it's presented is so gross. Like I just hate how they cook it all up in a pot, right?
Yeah, and then your hands reek.
And then well, it's cooked up in a pot, and then they whip out like a picnic table, put a tablecloth on it, like one of those plastic tablecloths on it, and just dump it on the table, and that's fucking gross. Like I don't know why it grosses me out so much.
Clean this.
Right? It's just like I don't know. We're just all eating off this table. There's like corn and potatoes on there, and it's everybody's got their fingers in it. It just drives me crazy. I'm discovering in this episode that I think I'm a little bit of a neat freak, like a little bit. I mean, I knew that already, but I don't like gross. A little germaphobe, I think is the word I'm looking for. Being left on red. Yeah, that's annoying, but I'm not that annoyed by that. If we're having a conversation or we're having an argument or I'm expecting a response, like if I ask a question where I need a response and I see that you've read the message and you ignore me, then I'm pissed off. But otherwise, I'm like, whatever.
I just don't even understand people that I don't know if you have your red receipts.
I don't.
Like, you're only doing it to hurt yourself.
Completely.
Like take your red receipts off because if you read a text and you don't answer, you're just coming across as rude.
You come across as rude. It also seems like I like to avoid people sometimes. Like I don't like everybody knowing when I'm on my phone every 5 seconds. Like sometimes I'll see a text and I'm like, all right, give me a minute. I need to think about that before I respond. But I don't want to just like leave it unread. I want to see what the whole thing says.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think read receipts are insane. Read receipts, whatever. Let's see. Waking up a minute before the alarm. I do this every fucking day. Like it's almost like. And it's not, and my alarms are always set at different times. Like sometimes it's 8 a.m., sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 10. Like it just depends on the day. And I am constantly waking up 5 minutes before the alarm goes off. And it drives me insane because I need that 5 minutes, Drives me nuts. This season of The Bachelorette, it was fucking horrible. It'll be over by now, by the time you hear this. And thank fucking God, because what a nightmare it's been. Just real torture. People who can't empathize with others, that's tough. I agree with that. People who are just like
never feel bad for anyone.
Yeah, or they'll hear a situation and be like, just get over it, or whatever. It's like, oh, have you never had like an issue in your life? Yeah. Like how do you not?
I hate when people are like, oh, it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
or like
it's like
you'll get over it. It's like, well, it is a big deal to me right now.
Right, exactly. Like I hope I'm around when something's a big deal to you to tell you that's not a big deal. That's always how I feel. I think that's my biggest thing is I always want people to understand how I'm feeling. Like, and I feel it kind of goes back into like, I feel like I'm misunderstood sometimes. I so badly want them to know why I'm saying what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. Cause I just know that they'll understand it if they did. Yeah. And it drives me insane when they don't. And I think that kind of, if you can't empathize with people, you can't always understand like where someone's coming from. Line cutters, that's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I don't know if that pissed me off so much, but oh
I'm
my
a
fucking
low-key
God.
line cutter.
You know what? I'm a line cutter if I'm like by myself or I'm with like 1 or 2 people, whatever. When last time I was in Napa with my friends, we went to a little brunch the next day, right before we were leaving. At this point, it was just me and my bestie. We're waiting in this line. A family was in front of us, maybe 2 or 3 people. Maybe it was a long line. It was like a 20-minute line to get into this place. It was a popular brunch place. And I want to say 15 other family members came up in the time we were in line and cut us all in line to be with the family. And then held up the whole fucking line while they had to wait for a big enough place to seat them all.
Of course.
It was outrageous. I have
would piss me
never
the fuck
seen anything
off.
like it.
Yeah.
We were pissed off. I have never seen anything like it.
Oh, you know what
Out of
pisses me
control.
off?
What?
People, my friends always make fun of me for this. People that talk in the movie theater.
Yes.
And I just saw a Broadway show and there was people that were talking.
It's disgusting.
Like, shut the fuck up. There's a show going on. Like, we're in
so
the
disgusting.
theater. Have some respect.
It's crazy. Can I tell you something though? I'm a little guilty of that.
You
but
talk during
but
movies?
you'll understand why. No, I don't talk at the movies. I
No.
don't talk at the movies. I think that's annoying as fuck. I also don't talk during shows. I think it's annoying as fuck. But I am guilty. I took my brother to SpongeBob the Musical.
Okay.
And we had too much wine before. And we were like howling laughing. It was so, we left. We had to leave because it was so fucking bad. And I feel bad. Like, I'm sure kids loved it. It was definitely for kids.
Yes.
And I just thought, my
That
brother likes
makes sense
SpongeBob.
in that
We like
situation.
SpongeBob. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
silly. We had too much wine. We were cracking up, just like pointing out how absurd everything was and like laughing, whatever. We were there for maybe 20 minutes. And the people next to us
They wanted
like
to
tapped
kill
me and
you.
was like, can you please shush? Like they were pissed off that we were talking during SpongeBob the Musical. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And we just left. Like literally the minute that person said that, we were like, all right, this is not for us. Like
Yeah.
we're not in the right state of mind. This show sucks. Like
It just-
I think it won awards though somehow. Like maybe for music or something. Or nominated maybe. Something.
The Tony,
I don't know.
It won a Tony.
Probably who the fuck knows?
Cheesiest musical.
Easily. Apologies to everybody that was on stage during that SpongeBob the Musical. My brother and I ruined the experience for the people next to us. Let's see. Rude telemarketers, especially ones that curse at you. I've never had a telemarketer curse at me. I just hang up on them quick. Yeah. People who put used dishes back in the fridge. I mean, that's fucking crazy. Do people do that?
Who the
Like
what?
an empty Tupperware, throw it back in the fridge? That's fucking
Oh, I was
insane.
gonna say, yeah, like used
What?
dishes.
That's dumb as fuck. Like that's stupid.
What? Who's putting a
That's not
dish
pissing me
in
off.
the
That's just,
fridge?
are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? Bad grammar. I get pissed off about bad grammar, but sometimes I feel as if I have bad grammar. Like I don't mean to, but I think it's just like some white trash coming out, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like no time where I like am focused on someone's grammar. Like text, like I misspell like every other
Yeah,
word, I
I'm
feel
never
like.
worried about texts because I do typos all the time, whatever. I don't like if someone is, I guess if they don't say the right words in the right order, like if somebody, I don't know, I can't think of an example. I'm not so bothered by bad grammar unless somebody's like insulting me. It's like, you're so ugly and it's YOUR.
Yeah, you're
It's like, okay, well, at
here's
least
an opportunity to
like
take.
proofread,
Yeah.
you know? At least do that. Being lied to, especially about intentions when first seeing someone. I think that that's a fair thing to be very upset about. If you go into, you're seeing someone, you're dating someone for the first time, and you think they're on the same page, you're both looking for a relationship, and all of a sudden they're just like trying to fuck. That's infuriating.
Yeah, or
That's
like
beyond.
someone that like goes after you, and then you guys hook up or something, and then they like ghost you or whatever. It's like you came for me,
Right? Exactly.
Like, what-
yeah. Why are
was
you
the
here?
point of
Right?
that?
Like you
Yeah.
chased me.
Yeah.
Now you have me, and you're
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
It's infuriating. Adult picky eaters. Yeah. I'm a half and half though.
I hate a picky eater.
So I am if I'm hungover, I'm picky.
Okay.
Because I'm like
No, that
hungover.
makes sense.
But otherwise I'll always find something on a menu to have. Like I'm never bothered by that.
Just try it.
Yeah.
You can't
Just
say you
try
don't
it.
like it if you don't try it. I get it. If people that like don't like seafood, I totally
That's a
get
perfect
that.
example.
You
Yeah.
just need to try it. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But
Right.
you can't say that you don't like something if you've never tried it.
Exactly. Don't be like, oh, I hate seafood. What'd you have? Well, I've had shrimp and that's okay.
Like,
it's like, okay, we've
what?
tried nothing
just
else.
take a little bite.
It's
And I
beyond.
get it. Like when people are like, oh, I don't like oysters or clams. It's like, okay, I get that.
'Cause the
like,
consistency,
it's
they're
a
like
bit of a
boogers.
preferred
Yeah.
taste. But it's like, you don't like salmon? Like you don't like
Yeah.
fish? Like just
Like, why not?
Just take a bite.
Yeah, just have a bite.
And it might
whatever.
change your world.
You might, maybe it just has the wrong seasoning on it.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you'll find the salmon that you like.
Yeah.
I'm someone who doesn't like salmon. You know that?
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't
but
know that.
No, I like a crusted salmon. It's
Okay.
delicious. I don't like a salmon sushi. It's something
But
about
you've tried it.
But I've tried it. Yeah, but I've tried it, and I'll also eat it. Like I'm not like, oh no, I can't have it. But like I'll get tuna over salmon.
Okay,
that's
like I can respect that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I don't understand people who. My mom is a little bit like that. She refuses to try seafood based on the smell. She can't stand the smell.
Okay, yeah.
Which I'm like, I understand. But sometimes things don't smell great, and then you eat them like Brussels sprouts really don't smell that great unless you like them and you try them. Then they're fantastic. Otherwise, they kind of smell gross. Like if someone has Brussels sprouts, it's like Brussels sprouts. Yeah. But then they're delicious. Indecisiveness, that's a good one. Selective activism, that's a controversial one, but I think also applies. People who get riled up and all of a sudden they're like, championing for a force that they never even cared about before because it's like popular to do. Like whenever people, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I don't even want to get into examples of that. Yeah. People know what we're talking about with that. Being micromanaged, hate that shit. Hate it so much. Wet socks, wedge salads, Ticketmaster. Wet socks are the fucking worst. Do you ever? I do this maybe every morning, and I don't understand how it happens to me so often. I get out of the shower. I go into my room. I have like a bath mat. It's not like I'm walking, barefoot, wet feet on the ground. I'll go back into the bathroom later to brush my teeth before I leave, and I still only have my socks on. Step directly in water every fucking time. Every fucking time. There's a drip of water somewhere, and I step in it every time. Like I could wipe the floor clean with my towel, and somehow I will still get the bottom of my sock wet, and it just drives me up the wall. When people burp loudly in public, fucking gross. I think burps are gross generally in public. I don't care if you're burping, whatever, at your house. I'll burp in my house by myself.
Burping, farting in public.
Disgusting. Not funny. Like I don't, not
honestly,
funny.
Sometimes when people fart, like I can't not laugh.
No, I'll laugh, but I shake my head. I am not. I was just saying this yesterday on like lowering the bar. I am not a bathroom humor girl. I've never been.
Oh, I totally am.
I just don't laugh. I just don't laugh. I am like embarrassed and I am like disgusting, gross. That's my mom. My mom is like that, so that's how I am. And it's just I
think the word poop is like the funniest word.
No, stop. I saw when your thing is poopy wiener. I saw it, Gia, and I was like, this bitch.
Like I have something as simple as that would just like send me into another orbit. I'll laugh so hard.
I'll laugh a little, but I'm rolling my eyes at the same time. I'm like, no, like a crotchety old lady. Yeah. That's my vibe when it comes to bathroom humor. Let's see. Unsolicited instructions or advice from someone who's not your friend or your own parents. I hate unsolicited advice. People, you know what it is? Unsolicited advice is annoying. It always comes across as like being bossed around. Like, you should do this. And I'm like, oh, I should do this? I'm going to actually now do the exact opposite because you've told me to do something. Yeah. And I feel like you're shoving it down my throat and I don't like it.
Yeah, I totally am like that, especially like in school. Whenever someone would tell me something to do, it like made me want to do the exact opposite.
Completely. It's beyond. I can't stand it. Still to this day. That's again, this weekend, people were tweeting at me being like, not it. I hate that. That's just not it. I fucking hate that expression. I fucking hate it. It makes no sense to me. But I also don't like when like, oh, damn, not the hill to die on, not the move, not the way to think. It's like, oh, it's not? Well, I think that way actually. You can drop dead. Like that's just how it is. Like, don't boss me around. Drives me fucking crazy. People lie about really dumb stuff. Yeah, liars are annoying. I'm a liar though sometimes. I'll lie. Not about fib. Important things. Yeah, I love a fib. I love a fib.
It's not hurting anyone.
It's not hurting anyone. An exaggerated story. Yeah, I love that. Sometimes stories need a little fluff. Sometimes you gotta fluff it up.
You gotta get.
Sometimes you gotta steal people's stories. Sometimes if someone has a good story and they're not telling it enough, whoop! I'm just gonna borrow it and it'll become mine. You never know. You never know. Let's see. Let's do like one or two more. When people don't pay attention. Yeah, we talked about that a bunch. Guys using the term disconnect in an argument makes me irate. Being like, oh, there's a disconnect here. Yeah, that's annoying. That sounds like a thing in like the workplace. Like when you're talking to your boss, like if you have a male boss, I've had male bosses before and who are like hate women, and I'll be like, there seems to be a disconnect here. Oh, it's like condescending. Yeah. It basically is saying like, you're stupid and you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's fucking rude as fuck. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. People who neglect or are mean to animals. You deserve death. You deserve life in torture. Like not even prison. Prison's not enough. You deserve to be
Electric
tortured
chair.
forever. Electric
Goodbye.
chair. Goodbye.
You're done.
Dead. You're done. Forget it. This is a pro animal podcast. I love animals.
I love them.
I love animals. I love nature. I love
was
flowers.
walking down the street to get lunch like
Oh
a
my
couple months ago.
Yeah.
I think it was over the winter or something. And there was this man with his dog, and I wasn't sure. I was very confused with the situation, but he was walking down the street and he just starts like hitting his dog.
What the fuck?
And he's like yelling at the dog and hitting him, and I'm walking. I'm like, I can't help myself.
I would
If
push
see
him into
something,
traffic.
I will immediately speak on it and then regret it later. I was like, stop doing that. And he looked at me and he was like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
people hate when you tell them how to treat their
I literally
animals.
just ran. Like, I just like ran right back to the office, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm pretty sure I almost just got like,
I mean,
attacked.
whatever though. Like,
But I
good for
couldn't
you.
help
Good for
myself.
you. That dog doesn't have a voice.
I know,
Can't speak
it's just
for
like,
himself.
and he's doing it in public, and it's like, how can people just walk by and watch this
Monsters.
poor little? I think it was a golden retriever, and it was so
Stop.
cute, and it's just like, those are the sweetest dogs ever. Like, don't.
They're so sweet. I hate when people say people are mean to their dogs or they treat them like they're stupid. Like, oh, my dog's so fucking stupid. It's like, oh, look at you, dumb idiot. Like, people are mean to their, like, they think it's like silly and, oh, look, my dog's so stupid. It's like, no, it's a
they're
sweet
very
puppy. It doesn't
smart.
know anything.
Yeah,
Like, just
dogs
relax.
are very, very smart.
Terrible.
And you need to give them a chance.
Ugh.
It's just like, how could you have you have a dark soul?
No,
if
you're disgusting.
Hitting your animal.
Well, you're just an awful person. If you treat, and this goes hand in hand with like the way that people treat other people, the way they treat animals, and the way they treat like people in service, like waiters,
Waiters and
waitresses,
stuff, yeah.
whoever, whatever, tells so much about who you are as a person. And if you aren't like a wonderful person to like a wait staff or animals, like you're a monster.
Yeah.
Like that's who you are in my brain. You're a fucking monster. Forget it. So yeah, we are a pro animal podcast. No mean people allowed. Last we have close-minded people.
Okay.
I think that's an important one. That annoys the fuck out of me too. And it kind of goes back to the like, how I think men don't understand nuance. There's so many people who are just incredibly obtuse. Like they just cannot view the world in any other way than the world that they view it, and it drives me insane. Like, and I think a lot of that stems from, but I think closed-mindedness just causes so many issues in the world.
agree.
Like if you like, I want to use Harry Styles as an example. Because I just saw Harry. We both just saw Harry. People were giving him shit about about his outfits and wondering about his sexuality and all of this shit and whatever. It's like his whole point of treating people with kindness and just being yourself no matter who you are. He gave that beautiful speech at the beginning that was like, in this house, like you can be whoever you want to be and not worry about it. You can cry, you can laugh, you can dress how you want, you can be who you want, and it doesn't matter. And that to me is like, you're open-minded. You just do whatever the fuck you want because it makes you feel good.
What's the matter to you? Like,
Why do you have to put labels on it? Why do you have to be bothered by a certain behavior? Like why are you making something out of nothing? I feel like it's closed-minded people who just need to put everybody in a box.
Yeah.
And I refuse.
I was thinking of like not to get political, but in a way, politics, people can kind of come off closed-minded when they're like, oh, I don't care. Like I don't pay attention. Like you should be a little bit informed.
Yeah. You can't be an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to know like how the like littlest parts of the government and how everything like works and the technicalities and stuff, but you should have some idea of who's running for governor of your state or what's going on in the presidential election.
Absolutely.
Because it may not affect you, but it affects a lot of fucking people. So
Completely.
It's like so close-minded when you just are like, oh, I don't care about politics.
I totally agree. It's like you can be apolitical without being apathetic. I think is like apathy is not like cute or cool. It's just like you just look ignorant then. Like
just
if
keep
you're
yourself informed. You don't have to make everything
Right.
political. Not everything has to be like a political statement, whatever.
Right. And you can be on the fence as long as you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like if you know what's going on in the world, I don't care where you lie. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
If you if
like
you were
be
like, all right,
inform yourself.
at least you're not a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah.
100%. Don't be an idiot. That I think is just the
moral of the story
moral of the
here.
story.
Yeah.
Everybody's pissed off for different reasons. If you just want to avoid pissing everybody off, just don't be an idiot. Be a normal person in society. Just think about others, I think is the situation here. Just think about the impact that you're having on other people. Think about what other people are going through before you get mad at them. give them a little bit of grace if they're mad at you. Maybe they've got some shit going on, whatever. We all get pissed off. We all get over it. All right. We will see you guys next week. Mwah.